Hi everybody, it's Red from Out of Red's Head. I hope you are well and happy today. I'm getting ready to do a little tutorial on a guest check embellishment that I've been working on. I'm using some stickers that I've been making, and I thought before I did that I'd do a quick little video on how to do the guest checks, the embossed dyed background. You may already know how to do this. You may do it differently. You may have seen a million videos, and that's fine. You can skip this one if you want. I thought some people might not know, and I have a pretty easy technique here, so I thought I'd just run through it real quick. These are what I've come up with, and I am using an eco dye that I made from avocados. I just used 2 avocados and the peeling only. You get all of the fruit out of it, wash it down so it's just the shell, and then the pits. And I added 2 cups of water. I put it in a pot on my stove and I boiled it for, I don't know, maybe 15 minutes, and then I turned it way down and let it steep. And once it got good and saturated and in a pretty pink color, I pulled it off the stove. I don't always have time to dye paper, and I usually have a tremendous mess that I have to clear. So I put all of my dyes in containers in the refrigerator and pull them out when I need them. So today I pulled it out. I put it back on the stove. I mixed in a tablespoon of wine tannin, and it's just a powder, and it helps the color saturate, and it gave it a nice deep kind of, I don't know, like a brownish color. I don't know if I can get this powder to where you can see it or not. Let's see. Not making too big of a mess. Yeah, it's hard to get it out. Maybe you can see in there. It's like a deep brown color, and it just kind of gives it more depth. I added in a tablespoon while it was heating up, stirred it in, and then turned it off and put a little bit in this bowl. When I was on eBay, I found some samples of wallpaper that I liked the texture on, and I purchased a bunch of samples. So I've cut a piece to go in my small pan here. And this is like a mini lasagna pan, or brownies if you're like me. I don't make a whole lot of lasagna, but I make a lot of brownies. So we got this pan here. I've got guest checks. These are just Walmart guest checks, and they're nice thick guest check. And all I do for these is put them on top of my strip of wallpaper that I cut to fit in my pan. I have gloved fingers so that I don't end up with different colors all over myself like I normally do. So this time we're wearing gloves, and I'm just dipping my fingers and I'm rubbing. And that's all I'm doing. It's like embossing with my fingers, and I hope I'm not shaking the camera too much here. But I'm just embossing this with my dye on my fingers. And if it moves around, it's not a big deal. You're just going to get more texture in different places. And I just keep rubbing until I get it where I want it to be. And one of the things that I do is I'll do a whole bunch at one time and lay them out on a tray I have. The tray is huge. I couldn't get it in under the camera here. But it's like the tray that when I was 20, I used to carry when I worked for Pizza Hut. Great big huge heavy tray, and I can use my heat gun with that tray and not worry about melting things and burning things. So I use that tray for dyeing, and I don't worry about it when I'm finished with it. I don't clean it off. I just wipe it with a paper towel, and then later sometimes some of these dyes pick up and I'll end up with little bits of color and everything. See how, can you see the texture there? There's a little bit of texture. And then I just dye it like that, but different colors will pop up sometimes, and it doesn't bother me a bit. I like it when I get some extra color. Like this one got a little bit of aqua, and there's a little bit of aqua here. So it just kind of adds some extra dimension to your colors if you do that. So if you have a tray you can sacrifice, it's a good way to do it. Then you just dry it with your heat gun, and you end up with this, or let it air dry. It doesn't have to be a heat gun. I'm just impatient. So anyway, that's it. Very quick. Just emboss with your fingertips and some gloves. If you have gloves, it will help you a little bit, keep you from being whatever color you're working with. And there's lots of videos and instructions on how to make your own eco dyes. If you want to use different fruits and vegetables, you can use all kinds of things. So go through your refrigerator, see what you've got. Anything that's going bad, go ahead, throw it in a pot and cook it down to some dye. You can use strawberries, you can use lemons and oranges. Gosh, everything. If you name it, you can use it. So pull it out, play around with it, and see what you've got. Thanks so much for stopping by. Get ready for the next installment here, and we're going to make some cute little guest checks. Take care. Be well. Bye.